Hello again. You're listening to great work about finding serenity and success doing tough work that matters to you and to the world, with me, Adam Sandel. Before we get to the feature presentation, interested in a great work webinar? I'm thinking about offering some on core great work topics. Like everything here, they'd be completely free. If you might be interested, would you take a minute to let me know what topics you'd like me to cover? Impossible workloads, imposter symptoms, difficult conversations, team-related things, something else? And what times and days would work best for you? There's a survey in the email version of this podcast. If you haven't already got that, you'll find it at www.adamsandel.com/archive. That's www.adamsandel.com/archive. I'll do these webinars only if there's some interest, so if you are interested, do complete the survey. It'll take literally a minute. Thank you. Okay, what makes work good? It's a simple question without a simple answer. But high pay and low pressure probably aren't what matter most. First, why do you do your work? People tend to see their work as a job, a career, or a calling, and only one of those. If it's a job, you're doing it for the wages. If it's a career, it's for the income, but also status and esteem, things most of us value, even if we'd like to think otherwise. If it's a calling, a vocation, you're doing it for personal fulfillment, and it's likely to be work that matters to the world. Research shows that the more you see your work as a calling, the more satisfied you probably are with your life and your job, and the more meaning you are likely to find in your work. Could this be because those with more resources can choose more interesting jobs and enjoy better lives? Probably not, or not only that. Even within one occupation, such as administrative assistants, roughly equal numbers describe themselves as job, career, or calling people. And having a calling to be an admin assistant brings the same benefits of satisfaction and meaning. The authors of a related study describe hospital cleaners, quote, actively caring for patients and families, integrating themselves into the workflow of their floor units. These hospital cleaners, quote, change the meaning of their jobs to be helpers of the sick, see the work of the floor unit as an integrated whole of which they are a vital part. They're right to do so. It's better for their patients, for their colleagues, and for their own satisfaction and fulfillment. So what about the money? The research on this seems to become more complicated with every year that passes. Money does buy happiness, at least up to a point. Some studies suggest a good middle-class income level. But beyond that point, the benefits of earning more are less clear. One appealing research finding is that among the rich, those who earned their wealth are happier than those who inherited it. The bottom line may be that if you're managing financially, the most life-improving feature of a new job probably won't be the pay bump. And remember the hedonic treadmill, the idea that the pleasure of an increase in income, or even winning the lottery, wears off, and before long, we find ourselves back at our happiness baseline. The pressure of the job, much of great work, is about coping with the pressures of tough work. But the most fulfilling job isn't the one with no pressure. The best jobs may be those that involve a lot of what psychologist Mihai Csikszentmihalyi first described as the state of flow, or being in the zone. It's when you're fully absorbed in something in which you have some skill and over which you have some control, where you can see how you're doing and, for a while, you're removed from your everyday worries. This, thinks Csikszentmihalyi, is the definition of enjoyment. You'll know what flow feels like. Maybe teaching a class that's going well, or in a conversation with a client, patient, or student where you know you're helping and can feel it's being appreciated. I'm in the zone as I write this email, record this podcast. I hope it's something you sometimes experience at work. Flow at work explains a paradox. Many of us look forward to the work day or the work week ending. But research by Csikszentmihalyi and others has found that we're often in a better mood and more satisfied when we're at work. And this seems to be because at work we're more likely to be stretching ourselves with flow experiences than we are during our time off, when we may spend less time in flow. You want a job that stretches you, not too much, but nor too little. So what does make good work? There's a non-profit called 80,000 Hours that encourages people to find fulfilling work that makes a big difference to the world. The 80,000 Hours folk have studied the psychology that also underpins much of great work and have identified 6 factors that contribute to a really good job. First, the work's engaging. This is the Csikszentmihalyi flow point. Specifically, you need freedom to decide how to get the job done. You need clear tasks, you need variety, and you need feedback on how you're doing. Secondly, your work helps others. And remember, as we just considered, the benefits of doing work that feels like a calling to you, work that matters to you and to the world. Thirdly, you're good at it, or have the potential to become good at it. Nothing quite matches the satisfaction of knowing you're doing a good job. This is one reason why imposter symptoms, about which I recorded a podcast episode recently, are so horrible. There's flow in this too, knowing that you're good at what you're doing. Fourthly, you have supportive colleagues. Fifthly, the job doesn't have major downsides, like impossible hours perhaps, or an unpleasant work environment, or a horrible commute. And finally, the work fits with the rest of your life. So what do you do with this information? The main focus of the 80,000 Hours organisation is helping people at the beginning of their working lives figure out a career that's both fulfilling and impactful. If that's you, they have all sorts of resources, all free, on their website, 80,000hours.org. That's 8 and then 4 zeros, hours.org. There's lots of wisdom there, lots I wish I'd read when I was a student. Be aware, though, that their approach to evaluating impact leads to some surprising conclusions. They currently seem to be down a bit of a rabbit hole about preventing an artificial intelligence catastrophe, a legitimate if zeitgeisty concern, but the world's facing other pressing problems too. If you're more established in your career or trying to figure out how much longer to remain in your current job, or considering a move or a career change, then these 6 factors are really useful for auditing both your current role and your options. How does your job right now, and any alternative you may be considering, score? All 6 matter. 1, engaging. 2, helps others. 3, you're good at it. 4, supportive colleagues. 5, downsides manageable. And 6, fits with the rest of your life. And that provides a great framework for your decision. Take a moment to do this for your current job. Your answers might surprise you. That's it for this time. If you're getting this via a podcast app or YouTube, do sign up for the email list at www.adamsandell.com. That's www.adamsandell.com. That way you'll get the podcasts emailed to you when they come out, embedded in an email you can read if you prefer. Sometimes, like this time, there's a little more in the emails too, including links to research this time. And if you know anyone else you think might find this useful, I'd love it if you were to share this and let them know how to sign up. It keeps me going with this little project. Thank you so much for listening.